All right, first of all, Carl, thanks for joining us on Astro SuperSport. It's really nice to meet you. I mean, I'm sure last season's achievements are still in the minds of everybody, the high that you guys were at. I mean, I've heard about the parties, so, that's a different story altogether. But how do you go about trying to top that feeling, to get back that feeling again?
I think that gives us the drive to get back that feeling. For what we achieved last season was obviously beyond expectations to go and achieve the treble. Not many teams have done that. And we can finally say that, we've got the hands on the Champions League of what we, set out to do, especially since I joined the club. But again, that should give us the motivation to keep going, to keep striving, to want to achieve that and, replicate the success for the club and also for the fans as well.
Well, I think it's fair to say that it's clear that your footballing career is going much better than your rapping career. That's one thing for sure. So I don't foresee a drop of a track before the Euros coming up?
No.
Or if England wins, do you think you drop one? Are you going to revive your rapping career after that?
If England win, I might get a few of the older guard we'll do a song, maybe.
Maybe,
yeah.
Right, I'm going to look forward to that.
Yeah, I won't let you into too many surprises, but if so, we'll see what happens.
I look forward to that. I think because of that, a lot of people will now turn to support England, just to hear that one drop. But of course, this season is touted to be one of the toughest seasons, really.
Yeah.
I mean, which team has surprised you the most this time round?
I don't think you can really judge it too much on the start of the season. I think the start of the season, still people are getting formed, getting a run of games. Managers will probably switch the tactics and stuff like that. I think Tottenham have set off really well. Obviously, losing H was a massive loss for them in the goals aspect. But Madders has come in, and I think they've formed a really good connection, him and Sonny. So they have been really surprising. Brighton, I think, have just set off from where they finished last season, which was in a good run of form. But we're right there. We're right there. We're in touching distance, and we've got a massive game at the weekend where we can take points from teams that are probably going to be around us as well.
Yeah, it's going to be a big derby this weekend. But let me just bring you back to the expectations of the team this season.
Yeah.
Particularly now that you're carrying the armband in place of Kevin, of course. In the meantime, what's the expectation on the team?
It's the same as always. It's the same since I walked through the door. I think that, I've just tried to implement on this team. It's one game at a time. We don't look towards the future or towards other competitions. We do one game at a time, and we take that game on, and we always take it on to go and win the game, and then we move on from there. I think the two defeats that we've had at Wolves, we wasn't really on song there. Something just wasn't right on that day.
If you were to break that down, what would you sort of put it down to?
I think it's football. I think it's just football. The better team won on the day, and you have to sometimes take your hat off to that. But we know as a team that going to Wolves with the form that they've been in, not really firing on all cylinders, we should have won that game. Arsenal, obviously, is a different game altogether. The two defeats that we've had against Arsenal have come with late goals, one with the equaliser in the Community Shield, and then Martinelli coming up with a deflection at the Emirates. But these things happen in football. Sometimes you need a reality check. I think we set off so well, with consecutive, wins on the row, and then all of a sudden we went for a tough week, and people, you hear the doubters in the background, but that's just what football's like. People have their opinion.
Do you think that would spur you on even more with the doubters in the background?
It has to. I don't think we need anyone to spur us on. We've proved that season in, season out that we want to go and win the Premier League and pick up other trophies on the way. If we get to the later stages in that competition, but we don't need any encouragement. We know in self. We keep it in house what we need to do, and the motivation comes within us.
Yeah, I think the standards Pep has set are so high. I'm sure the standards you set for yourself is incredibly high as well. I mean, at your age, not saying you're old or anything, but you're still starting every single league match. You're still up there. I mean, what is it that's pushing you on at the moment?
I think it's the lads around me, the lads, the manager. If you fall off in this team, you sat on the bench for a considerable amount of time, until you get your chance again. So I think you also have to take my hat off to Rico Lewis as well, with a young boy that's come through, broke onto the scene through the academy. He's snapping, right at my heels, and we've got different players that can play in different positions. John Fielding at right back, so it's about make sure that I lead by example, being the captain. That's in training and also on the games, and hopefully that makes sure that people know the standards when joining the club. For the new players of Matteo, Jeremy, that we're a club that have gone on and achieved big things in the past, and these are the standards that we set for ourselves day in, day out.
That's the thing, isn't it? With this standard that all of you have set for yourself, and also Pep as well, it usually takes new players about a season or so to kind of get into grips of the system and the demands. I mean, Jack is one of those players who openly admitted that, but with the summer signings this season, like you said, with Mateus, with Jeremy, they all pretty much was dropped into the starting 11 quite immediately, which is a rare occasion, a rare instance.
Yeah, especially for this manager. I mean, normally he likes to work you into the team, but I think that's full credit to the players that have come in. The manager, I know he bases a lot on trust. When he trusts you on the field, he will play you 9 times out of 10. Obviously, if he feels that there's a tactical thing that needs to be changed, then maybe he might tweak it for that. But the manager believes on trust, and for them to earn the manager's trust, Josco, Cover, Mateus, Jeremy, for them to earn the manager's trust as quickly as they've done, it's full credit to them. But they're still learning about us, we're still learning about them, and hopefully this is just a stepping stone in the right direction for them as individuals, but for us as a collective.
How impressive has Jeremy Doku been for you?
He's been very, very impressive. I've tried to give him some advice as a fullback playing against him, to just keep going. You might lose the ball. It doesn't matter. You're losing it in the right areas. Don't dribble near our goal, please, because I don't want to concede a goal. But if you're dribbling up at the other end of the pitch and continuously going at a fullback, the fullbacks hate it. It's tiring for them. They're doing 1, 2, 3, 4 actions and then having to go again. So if he keeps this standard, it's going to be a real excitement for this Premier League season. But there's competitions all over the field, and he's not guaranteed. So he needs to make sure that the work ethic and the mentality that he's brought in, continues.
Well, but thanks so much for joining us, Carl.
Thank you.
All the best for this weekend and the rest of the season.
Thank you.